analysts have very different ideas on whether Israel's threat of a military strike on Iran's nuclear facilities is a bluff or a real warning here that the world should listen to. Joe Cirincione is the president of Plowshares Fund, author of Bomb Scare: The History and Future of Nuclear Weapons. So, Joe, what do you think? Is it a bluff or is this a warning?
Oh, the Israeli military and diplomatic leaders are split on this issue. Some former military and intelligence officials warn that an Israeli strike would be devastating to Israel's national security interest. Former head of Mossad, the Israeli intelligence service, says it was set back Israel's interest by 10 years. But others, such as Prime Minister Netanyahu, appear to at least want to bring pressure on the United States and may actually want to strike at Iran. U.S. military officials do not want Israel to launch a unilateral strike against Iran. They fear it would endanger U.S. national security interests throughout the entire region, spike the price of oil, tip the U.S. economy back into a recession, and worse, it might actually accelerate the Iranian program, bringing about the very thing we're trying to prevent.
What do you think is the right move?
Well, I'll tell you what U.S. military officials are telling the Israeli counterparts right now. They're saying, give diplomacy more time. Diplomacy is working. It hasn't worked yet. It hasn't stopped the program, but we've slowed the program. Iran is more isolated than it's ever been. The sanctions are more severe than they've ever been. The president just enacted more sanctions today. The Iranian regime is feeling the pressure. They're cracking. There are fissures in the regime. The Iranian economy is hurting. So, and we have to do this. There is nothing imminent about an Iranian nuclear weapon. They are at least 1 to 3 years away from a bomb, and the sanctions have slowed this progress, made it more and more difficult to do what they want to do. The U.S. intelligence officials, U.S. military officials want to give diplomacy more time, find a diplomatic way out. That's preferable for everyone.
Well, we hope our intelligence is right on some of the timelines that you mentioned. You wrote an interesting article for the Council of Foreign Relations, and I want to put up on the screen where the nuclear arms are around the world, because it gives us an idea of what we're dealing with. You see on the screen there that the United States supposedly has around 8,500 nuclear weapons. If you look at other places like China, 240. But we're in this interesting time of austerity and also national security threats, Joe, when we look at Iran or otherwise. I mean, we can't forget Pakistan. You can't forget North Korea. You can't forget those other places. So how do you balance managing our nuclear arsenal, but also dealing with the realities of where we are today?
Sure. I wrote this article for foreignaffairs.com. It's up on their website now, and it shows that we still have a Cold War arsenal. We still have thousands of nuclear weapons geared towards a global thermonuclear war with the Soviet Union that no longer exists. We can save money and decrease our arsenal down to 1,000, perhaps even a few hundred, and still deter any nation from possibly attacking the United States. And this would save us hundreds of billions of dollars over the next 10 years. And it helps our international efforts to prevent new countries from getting these weapons.
Joe, it's a little counterintuitive, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but we're going to be up against a hard break. It's counterintuitive, though. You want to see the number. You want to see the United States with the highest number, right? Because in some ways it thinks, that makes us safer. But you're saying the highest number may not be what makes us most safe.
Well, we don't need thousands. I mean, what military mission requires thousands of nuclear weapons? You can deter any country from attacking us with a few hundred, and that helps the argument that these weapons are increasingly irrelevant to national security issues. No one should have these weapons. Iran shouldn't get them. North Korea shouldn't get them. We should be working together to reduce the number of these weapons. That strengthens your international efforts. You're seeing it pay off in the sanctions that we've enacted and have the world support enacting that's squeezing the Iranian regime right now.
We'll continue to watch this story, Joe. Always appreciate your expertise, and we appreciate the article as well. We encourage our viewers to check it out. Thank you so much.